Hello. In today we'll be playing Shelter, and in this video we'll finish off Max's tragic backstory. Suddenly, emptiness. It felt like all of the magic inside my body, canine and feline, got instantly pulled into the single spot at the touch of my back, and then imploded into a vacuum. No, it wasn't just the matter, it was everything. Me. I. Where am I? Where are my arms and head and my heart? The center of my being, my soul. Am I still here? Is this what being a monster feels like? Then there was something. A sound. Sound of music. The smell of comfort. My senses returned slowly. I opened my eyes. I'm inside an unfamiliar tavern. I sit in a wooden chair by a wooden table. I feel the presence of others, but I'm still too overwhelmed to even move my head. There's a glass window by my side, more presence there. Too much presence. It all feels so real. Are you there? Can you hear me? I slowly raised my head, meeting Luke's eyes as he both still on the opposite sides of a small wooden table. It's just Luke, right? Hey, feeling okay? Yeah, I think so. Good. Don't worry, you're going to be fine. You won't turn into a monster. I won't let you forget Acqui either. I'll make sure of that. Told you I'd take care of you, didn't I? We have a few minutes to spare, so what would you like to drink? What? A drink? Yeah, when was the last time you went to a modern cafe? Then again, it's kind of an ancient cafe just now, huh? Still, it's a good place, good coffee, at least as far as I remember. Also, things always taste better in drinks and illusions, don't they? Oh, hi, great. And you? Well, it's been like 1,000 freaking years that I've been dying for one of those, like herbal coffees. Yeah, it's that one. That's a good one. The flavor kind of lingers on the back of your tongue. Really good stuff. What about you? What would you like? Hey, you still there? He'll have, let's see. Well, remember you like milk and honey, right? How about something like caramel latte then? No, wait. A mocha. You never had chocolate before, right? Don't worry, it won't kill you this time. Exactly. The other human, he scribbles down some notes and leaves. It looks so much like Luke and yet so off. So frail, thin arms and slender fingers, smooth fair skin. He has significantly wider hips and such a muscular chest that can barely be contained by that thin shirt. Do humans come in different breeds too? He's beautiful in a way. I can't take my eyes off him. Hey, are you still here? Oh, I see. You dog. You never seen one before, but you still know what's good, huh? Come to think of it, I've never seen one either, technically. Well, enjoy it while it lasts. An uncomfortable feeling nags me from behind, and an audible noise from behind the window pulls my attention. Like the muffled voice of reality struggling to pierce through the shroud of dreams. The moment I barely began to think, About looking behind me, I hear Thistle's yelps as he tries to evade and run away from Closm. Beside me is Cat. The old man falls to the metal floor, exhausted. The cat, with a quick flick of his relic wrapped wrist, conjures a giant two-handed sword midair, right over Thistle's back. He swings his arm in. I grip my teeth and force the vision out of my head. Everything, all of it. I know it can't be real, but it feels like it is. Hey, buddy, I know it may be a weird question, but what do you think of this world? I mean, our world. Damn, even now I can't speak out. Even now I can't speak out its real name properly, huh? Well, I guess you didn't really get to experience that much of it. All you know is what your oppressors forced you to go through, and then Celta. And even Celta wasn't all sunshine, gay rainbows either. Still, for all it's worth, I'm happy I managed to meet all of you, Aqua, and everyone who came before you. I did my best, I really did. But I'll be honest with you, in case it wasn't obvious. I had no damn clue what I was doing. A dull thud echoes from behind me. From somewhere outside past that glass window, my eyes dart to the side instinctively. I see Burry face off against Tornatrus, the white tiger. He strikes against the white fur, muscular abs, sweating through ribs and muscles with explosive massive punches, but the wounds heal near instantly through the blessing of the relic collar. Finally, the tiger lands a hit back right at the dog's snout, making him stumble back. A follow-up kick in the chest makes Burry fall right on his back, second the floor. Tornatrus is already on him, hitting him under his mask. He slashes and punches over his face. Slash and punch. Skin, balls of blood everywhere, and... Can you hear me? Are you getting distracted again? Focus on me, please. That'll make it easier. Listen, I know it's been rough. Some would say your very existence is perverse and a curse, and that I'm wrong for not seeing it that way. But I don't think that's true. Your life is valid and irreplaceable. You are the purity given form, a blessing upon our realm. This world may be hell, yes. But maybe that's because we fail to see it as anything but. The more I try to ignore the noises behind me, the more they nag me. The revving of an engine, the swoosing of blades, and the tired gasp of a husky warrior. Suddenly, phantom pain pierces through my heel as I can't help but look back. Rune falls on one knee with a wounded foot. Mains, the cheetah, floats back in the air with a chains of liberty strapped to his torso. He tosses a sharp, pointy dagger at the husky who barely holds on through the poison already sustaining injuries. Even though the haze, the legendary warrior, manages to grab the handle of the blade mere inches before it reaches his one remaining eye, only to have the cheetah kick it forward with an insane force of his relic speed. I gasp, feeling the metal sinking in my own eye. So, hey, look at me. I feel Luke's hand on my cheek as he makes me face him again. I can see him with both of my eyes. Rub my heel with my other foot, but there's neither pain nor any sign of injury. Sorry, I know it's a lot. It won't take much longer, I promise. Please try to focus, okay? Oh, thank you. Oh man, it smells so good. It's a shame I didn't know about lavender coffee when I was with you in Celta. I'm sure Burry would know how to recreate it. So many things would have been easier if I knew everything that's so clear to me right now. That's the nature of our whole predicament, the nature of our magic. The world takes the potential of life experiences and all these memories and feelings right here. They aren't mine anymore. I shouldn't claim and share them like that. I'm going to pay the price for being stupid enough to try. But that's fine. I'm okay being stupid for you, if that can help you. He smiles, his carrying regret reflected through his blue eyes in equal measures. I stare at him transfixed, trying my best to keep my focus. But the red of the sky outside reflects through his eyes. He pierces through the blue, and then I see the cruel, bloodthirsty eyes upon a black panther, stepping towards Cooper and a group of dogs hiding behind him. They are all wounded and scared, but the shepherd stands his ground. The panther is engulfed in purple flames and red light flashes at the chest part of the relic harness, granting him power. He picks up a massive steel beam from the straps by the wall, 100 times heavier than he is. The metal floor glows red at his feet. The light of the relic flashes faster, it beats in high pitch, and oh yes, it's good, exactly like I remember. Are you not going to drink yours? Not in the mood, I guess. Listen, I know I can't make up for all of the ways I screwed up. Your brother's already gone. It's entirely my fault, but the best we can do for him is just let him go. Still, it didn't sit well with me to just let you forget him. That would make it easier, yes. That, in a way, is a blessing. But if given a chance, is that really what you want, to forget? No, I wouldn't. I know. That's why I'm going to give it all up for you. All my experiences with Ackley. The joy, the pain, the love. They belong to you, not me. If only one of us can keep Ackley, it has to be you. You belong to each other. And no matter how strong I feel about it, that's not enough to save you. I'm going through a blaze right now, but it's nothing like worries or wounds. Unfortunate in ways it wasn't meant to be. And to do that, I have to burn all the experiences that are of any real importance to me. Memories, names, feelings, buried room, my family, my home, shelter. I'm going to whip them out, crush them into a little spark, and fix you with it in the only way I can think of right now. Trust me, I'm going to make you fine again. Another smile, another flash of red. I see Lucius, the Lynx, walking down Shelter's top deck, wiping the blood off his sword and leaving Luke behind. Luke, he lies motionlessly on the metal floor, battered by the freezing winds. Glowing as cold and rigid as the clumps of minor crystals around him. Calm down, calm down. It's okay, this is what I want, really. I think I'll enjoy being a dog again, or a cat, or everything at once, I guess. There's a real comfort in letting go, you know? Maybe there will be another chance one day in the future, in a few more centuries. But even if there is, I feel like nothing really would change. Even among humans, true leaders are rare, you know? I think I just didn't have what it takes in the end. And that's fine, right? The world behind me, behind the window. It goes quiet. That silence is more unnerving than the nagging noises from before. Their presence, all of them, seem so distant now. You're about to go back. Are you sure you're not going to drink your mocha? No, I'm not thirsty. That's okay. I have a chance to drink chocolate during this lifetime. Yeah, I guess he's right. There's no harm in that. I nod. I reach my hand toward the mug. What? What the? Hey. I spring up from my chair, staring at my hands. While my fingertips searching for the claws on the fur. Reach for my snout, but my fingers grasp at nothing. I look down and see myself in very clear clothes, the ones Luke is wearing. I have big, hard shoes on my feet. I can't feel my tail. I try to touch it, but there's nothing. I turn around in panic, almost chasing it. Calm down. It's okay. You're fine. Then I stop. The red glare from behind the glass blinds and attracts me at the same time. It terrifies me. I can't look away. My eyes get used to its light. I can see the trees outside, the buildings, the streets, the people. Then I look up in the sky. No, don't. I see it. And for the most terrifying instance in eternity, I remember. I'm alone, surrounded. Everything around me shifts, the world itself. And I shift too. I change. I break. Everything becomes one. Everything settles into infinity, eternity, incomprehensibility. I need to shout, and I'll shout through a million throats. Impossible. Hell. It's hell. We're... No! Not everything is lost. You're still standing here. Your very existence is a triumph. Even once Ackley and I are gone, you won't be alone. She will watch over you, just like she did over me. Just like she led me to shelter. I know some will think it's a bit extreme to throw it all away instead of saving myself. And looking at everything I'm giving up on now, I agree it is, I guess. But I just can't go through that again. Through loss, I mean. I knew true change requires sacrifice, but I'm just now strong enough to think that way. There is a reason why using human matter to see the truth makes people go mad now. I already lost 2 months. I don't want to face it all alone again. So please, just let me save you at the very least, okay? Live, experience the world, find your voice, your purpose. Become the hero of this new, unknown journey. For the first time, you have the real freedom to finally let yourself be known. By the living legacy of Shelter, your brother, Burry, and Rune, and me. As long as you live. It wasn't all for nothing. The cold wind batters me again. It chills through my bones, but that's just it. I don't feel like dying or turning. I'm just overwhelmed, tired. One thought lingers on my mind as the cold wind washes the haze away. What the hell did I just witness? Ackley. I cried, realizing I can remember Ackley again. The barrier summoned by Luke cracks. The sounds from the other side pierce through. Lucius hacks at the barrier over and over, snarling with rabid fury. I can hear Sabor's pain grunts as he wobbles away, leaving a trail of blood droplets leaking from the stump of his arm. I push myself off the floor on my wobbling arms, and while they give up after a moment, I'm still almost able to rise a bit. I touch my lower spine where the broken minor crystal should be. And through the open, warm, bleeding wound, I can feel a smooth, solid structure, my vertebrae replaced with another crystal. It's not feline, I can still feel all the released feline mana flowing inside me, but it's in the completely dissolved ethereal form, all of it. How can I not be dead right now? Luke! I turn towards him, and I'm starting to see his eyes staring mindlessly at nothing. They are fully open but unmoving. I would think he's dead, if it wasn't for the faint white steam of his breathing. But something's very wrong with him. I already know he's not going to make it. I've seen it. Where exactly was I in that vision? The rubber cracks grow wider and thicker across the magic barrier. The sounds of bassing and Lynx's furious shouts echo through the cold night air. Soon he will break through. I won't be able to recover in time to defend against him. I won't be able to protect Luke. He still isn't blinking. I realize that the outer layer of his eyes starts to freeze over, so I hurry up to cover them. However, I still can't move my arms properly. Crap. A speck of magic brushes against my cheek, dusting off from the barrier. It's about to break. Lucius is going to finish me, and then whatever happens, Luke is still destined to. No, I can't let this happen. At the very least, I can't stop Lucius. I focus my mind on all the feline mana flowing through my spirit. There's so much of it, but it's so unnaturally orderly. The moment he breaks through, I can let it all out. Luke won't have to suffer through his turning and loses. I'll take him down with me, Luke and Aki. Finally, the barrier shatters into 1,000 pieces. Lucius leaps forward and swings his blade at me. The magic inside me and around us cracks and burns. And as I look through, the white sparkling dust at the Lynx's face for just a single instant. My eyes saw me a kitten. I was scared, protective, considerate brother, scared of change and loss. And the shadow behind him. It doesn't last any length of time at all, but that flash makes my resolution and all the mana inside me grow cold. As I stare into his unrecognizably hateful eyes, I finally realize with a newfound clarity. Now, none of this made any bloody sense before, but now it does. My vision shifts all again. Everything becomes both sharper and unrecognizable at the same time. Like the very concepts of light and shadows around us become separate, tangible substances. Lucius's blade doesn't reach my neck. It stops a mere inch before the fur, parried by the reverse-held dagger in a cloaked wolf's hand. Dances with wolves. A swift kick of the wolf's boot blasts the Lynx, stumbling back. Then another strike sends him flying a few meters high. Before he can even hit the ground, Lucius gets smothered by the vicious embrace of light and shadows, freezing mid-fall. Nothing around us moves. Even the wind doesn't blow in this quiet, magical stillness. The wolf looks down at me. Then at Luke. He grits his teeth with a look in his eyes that speaks 100 different painful emotions all at once. Grief, regret, shame. He kneels in front of my human friend and closes his frost-coated eyes. And looks back at me again. He holds my hand. And then I feel a strong pull as I fly through the shadows led forward by the wolf. We jump off the edge of the shelter and flow through the darkness below. It's a drowning in a rumbling waterfall. The moment he hit the rocks, the shadows split like a wave, but I don't even feel that impact on my body. For a split of a second, it takes for the wolf to find his balance. I see a blob of black mass crawling towards us. Bones sprout and crumble from it, failing to keep its limbs stable. I recognize elements of Aki's armor sticking from the flesh. Then we shoot out of the shadows and towards the hills, through that lightning fast mad rush between the rocks and boulders. Everything around me smothers into black and white strokes. It becomes hard to track where we are and where we're going. I'm scared and disoriented, and my thoughts are still with my brother and Luke. Is this how it all ends? Suddenly, we fumble over the snow and fall to the ground. The wolf lets go of me. He turns around and sits down, gasping for air. I tremble on my own feet, surprised I can stand and keep balance so well. It doesn't even hurt. Even weak as I am right now, my body still hasn't felt so good and comfortable in months. Or for as long as I can remember, come to think of it. What in bloody tornation happened out there? Oh wait, I'm you. Of course, never mind. This sign in your eyes. The eyes of the observer, huh? They will wear off soon. You have to stay calm until they do. So, he chose to save your sorry hide and give himself up and abandon his mission. His whole potential thrown away on a whim. I knew he was a wild card, but damn, what a disappointment. It's okay, it's fine, we still have options. The big monster from the lake, it will return eventually. Us it still have enough time to find its final missing piece before it does. It's gonna be rough. But I can do it. We'll get another chance. Even if I have to do everything on my own. But that's not your concern, I suppose. Shelter's one and only survivor. A lone wolf, just like me. And that's a proper origin story. Not as gripping as mine, let's be honest, but passable. I should even introduce you to the wild wolves. I'm not one of them anymore. Being alone and all, but I can vouch for you. This could be the start of your path to revenge on the cats, if that's what you want to do. Or just run away, forget this day, and live your life. I don't care. I promised to keep you safe, and I did. You're on your own now. Shelter. It's still there. We're not really that far. I feel scared looking at it. I don't even need to imagine what's about to happen there. Because I've always seen it. A lot of people came to my aid throughout my whole life to get me where I am right now. I'm finally safe, still alive. And I can leave and live. I feel a nagging pull towards that choice, like that's the obvious thing to do. Like that's something that's already been decided. I can flee. I can live. I can start from scratch. I can regret. I take a deep breath. I start walking towards shelter instead, fighting that compulsion. Oh, so that's what you're gonna do? Just go back and die in the blaze of glory? Well, go ahead. Do whatever you want. I don't have enough strength to stop you even if I cared. Seriously, what the hell do you think you're doing? Come back here right now. You're going to die. All their strongest dogs are probably already dead. You're just going there to get slaughtered. There's nothing you can do there alone. But I'm not alone. What? Did you say something? I'm not alone. They aren't gone yet. They're still fighting. I can feel it. They need help. And what can you do, huh? The cats have the relics. The best ones you lot have ever found. How can you compete with that? The relics. They are just tools. They don't even know how they work. But I think I do. Oh, for fuck. Don't you dare take another step. Listen. I know you don't remember, but you used to have a brother. His name was Ackley. Both of you were born together. 2,000 brothers, inseparable. He cared for you your whole life. He brought you the shelter to give you a good, happy life. He pretty much sold his soul looking for ways to save you. But he knew he could die and leave you any day. That scared him. The day he finally agreed to introduce felines to the shelter, he knew we were playing with fire, so he forced me to make a promise. If all of this goes wrong and I'm lost, make sure at least my other half survives, he said, something along those lines. I already kept that promise, right? I brought you to safety. So you can go back there and get yourself killed if you really want, but damn. Please don't. Apple's other half, huh? In the past that would have been obvious, but now. How can you be so sure he meant me? Well, duh. Who else could he? What? No. No way he meant him. He didn't even care about him. Not for real. Don't worry, you're not alone in this either. Thank you for saving me. You can rest. This is our problem now. We will keep that promise in your stead, stranger. I nod at him and start walking towards shelter, feeling the strings of casualty straining and snapping from my very being, leaving a thin layer of scarlet red frost. I brush it off my shoulders and keep walking. Hey Ackley, can you hear me? I'm sorry for how things went. You must have died with a lot of grief in your heart to turn into one of them, huh? That's because you thought you lost shelter and me. But you can stop worrying about me now. I'll be fine. Now I understand why you acted the way you did. I know you never stopped caring about me, even when it seemed like you spread your love thin here in shelter. I'm happy you found something to care about other than me. None of that meant you loved me any less because of that. Having more precious things and people to care about doesn't make one's love diminish. It makes it grow. Leave everything to us. We'll make sure our shelter still stands even when you're not fully with us. But this is still your shelter too. And you'll forever be a part of it. Well then. One, you old dog. Let out your final breath for me. I turned through the winding corridors, trying to lose a blasted cat. However, my legs and lungs aren't what they used to be. My mature age and decades of smoking daily have finally caught up to the poor old me. Nobody can outrun me, cannot one time. And there's no way I can outrun that crazy Siamese. Where the hell did they even come from? Those blasted cats. Are the kids okay? I saw the younglings getting hurt by his conjured blades when they tried to protect me, but he didn't actually finish them, right? He just left them bleeding. He made me run. Is he getting a kick out of it? What a creep. I can't do this much longer. Every breath hurts. Every beat of my mature heart flushes out the last bits of strength from my blood and burning muscles. I hobble through a corridor of glass doors and walls. I pass a covered room smelling so intimately of the human and someone else. And Dawson. It must be Max, right? Of course, Luke and Max were lovers, right? I don't know. Those thoughts are so muddled in my head right now. I don't. What's up, doggy? Finally ran out of steam. Remember, the moment you go down, I'll go back for the others. I stumbled on my feet and leaned against the glass wall, gasping with a breathless loud sob as I saw sawing wood. Oh, I missed my trusty walking cane soap. I feel the wind pouring and blast from the cat's direction. That's what happens every time that relic is used. I lunged to the side and managed to avoid a barrage of sharp stone blades flying at me, but I myself stumbled and fall to the floor. The corridor is long. We are on opposite ends of it. The Siamese takes his time walking slowly in my direction. He holds no weapons in his hands, but magic constantly cracks around him, each of those sparks threatening another sharp projectile. It hurts my whole body. The blades he threw at me lies just a few steps away from me, sounding menacingly. At the snap of his finger, he can skewer me with 50 more of those at once. I think I can run one more time, one last sprint. Maybe I'll find someone who can help me, but I know I won't, not this time. I spent my whole life in cozy obedience, letting others carry me up and forward in life. Even now, to the very end, I can do nothing but wait for others to save me. I should just lie down and let him end it. If it's some sick entertainment he wants, I could deprive him of that at least. But no, with the very last of my strength, I stand up, not to fight, but to run away. From the final stride, he laughs as I take the next step, then another, and then I hear a call. Where is it coming from? The walls are so thick nobody can hear my howl outside of this room, even if I shout it at the top of my lungs. And yet I can hear it, not with my ears, but with my heart, my growl heart. I take as deep of a breath as I can, filling my lungs with burning pain. And I call back. That's pathetic. Nobody's going to come for you. How about you just lie down and beg instead? Come on, puppy, beg. Beg for mercy. I see. I see. What do you see, you demented old geezer? I walk towards the blade on the floor, and I pick it up. Oh, so you choose to die fighting in the end? That's fun too. I turn toward one of the control panels on the wall. Without even being aware of what I'm doing exactly, I press the buttons in a sequence. The gates at the two ends of the corridor fall down and lock with a number of locks, completely separating us from the rest of the shelter. All the doors to the glass rooms close and seal off with a long hiss too, as well as the ventilation outlets. The air grows completely still. Huh, you think you're going to bury both of us alive here? Is that your plan? How pointless. If I can't open the doors, the others will figure out something. We have the human. I'll just sit down and wait for them to eventually find me. Now drink your blood to survive if I have to. My heart beats so fast I'm afraid it's about to pop. But our connection instills me for what I have to do. Blade in hand, I rush at the cat. He looks at me in disbelief. Then a mocking grin curls up his muzzle. Shelter tech. Bears are holding. What? Why didn't it activate? It may seem like the bracelet controls things other than air, but if your blades possess physical mass, then they must be built out of something will. Every time you felt that gust of wind through its use, it actually connected with the land outside through the air. That's where it took its materials from. And cut out your connection with the outside by sealing this room, and the bracelet couldn't penetrate Celta's walls while it was active. That's why your attack didn't work. Yeah. Thank you, Max, for letting me stay with you pups just a little bit longer. One of you fools to Moseborough. But they are still there, Sir Burry, Will Moon, and the Separate. They are fighting the enemy right. We can fight too. No, they are holding them off for us so they can escape. They'll let their sacrifice be in vain. It's all your fault in the first place. And that's exactly why we are going to go back and repent. But not you. You have to survive. Alfie, guys. Let them fight. It's their shelter. It's not right for you to force them out. You other old people should know that. Don't worry, they aren't going to be a burden. The moment we lose people who use unity, our greatest strength as canines. Just like we lost it when we gave up on you. I'm sorry too. A hunt sings as a white tiger grabs Gus by the tail and settles him against a metal column, spraying ice across the room. In fury, I thrust my mono-charged fist into his exposed shoulder, making the flesh and bones explode into a bloody mess. However, before I can even retract my hand, it's being pushed out by the tissues resembling themselves almost instantly. I jump away, narrowly avoiding the tiger's claws. What's up, big boy? All the tricks already? Out of your little ice puppets. Indeed, I'm afraid so. We tried overpowering the cat with my pure strength and the excess of my brothers, but our enemy's strength is on par with mine, on top of having the advantage of the bright color. And now that the relic's regenerative power isn't perfect, it cannot regrow amputated body parts on the fly. I tried to take advantage of that, but the tiger has mastered the color to such proficiency that none of my attacks managed to dismember him in time before he heals back completely. There's only one last thing I can aim for: break the collar itself, sever his spine at the neck, or destroy the brain. Okay, those are technically 3 options, but each of them depends on reaching the exact same, most protected and unreachable part of his body. He is very well aware it is in his best interest to protect the unfair advantage given to him by my relic. I may land a hit or two, but my fighting style is definitely not meant for prolonged struggles. The tiger's body is built for both power and endurance, and the bright color completely nullifies all of his weaknesses. Right now, it is invincible, and it is only a matter of time before my own strength runs out before his. But I can't back down. Lucas counted on me. Even if I have to sacrifice my own life to give him a mere one more minute to act his plans out, I shall gladly become a stepping stone on his path to greatness. We won at each other, exchanging blows and slashes with furious sparks and roars, each of us absorbing and burning the opponent's mana before it can be stolen by stealth. My fist becomes even more destructive with a fusion of feline mana. He, however, uses my own waste of power to protect Nuix faster. Suddenly, the tiger twists on his heel, dodges my mana crackling uppercut as he follows up with a rib-breaking roundhouse kick at my side. It sends me slamming against the clutter of the room and right at the metal wall at the opposite end of the room. I groan in pain as I fall on my knees. The big cat huffs in excitement and bloodlust as all of the numerous wounds across the different parts of his body pass up in a matter of seconds. The open pride thanks you for your contribution. Sir Burry Kangaroo. The target rushes at me with blood-soaked eyes, going for the kill. I can still muster enough strength to stand up and fight. I am determined to fend off for as long as my body lasts, and with no strangers the pain of death. After all, that is exactly the contribution he speaks of. Pain and death. To the innocents. To my own brothers. And even though I am not that dog anymore, the consequences of my old life still spread wide to people in places far beyond my reach. People like these poor bastards. And Max. I leap to the side with the tiger's claws raking through the metal wall just an inch above my ears. I land on my hands and push myself away from my enemy with such strength and dexterity as if I were a cat myself. The connection, the voice. Max. What about him, huh? I see. What are you blabbering about? Well, why are you looking at me like that? Stop that. I leap at the tiger. He hesitates, but ultimately he rushes back at me with the loudest roar I've ever heard him let out. Just one hit, that is all it takes. He swats at me with his fully extended claws. He's learned that I always spend a lot of effort avoiding those. Since he's scared of what I'm about to do, he tries to put me back on the defensive. I know I don't have to hold back anymore. I throw my open hand to meet his, inviting his claws to skewer all the way through the flesh of my palm so I can lock his fingers with mine. He swipes his other hand at me, and I can't avoid him slashing across my snout, making the inside of my sensitive nose bleed, but I do not care about that wound. I jerk his locked arm upwards, breaking his wrist and releasing a charge of feline mana out of his wound, which I instantly absorb and burn it into the ethereal patterns of Max's fighting style, eyeing the underside of my enemy's exposed elbow. Feline claw the fang style. Firethorn. I jam my fingers at the soft, sensitive nerve in his elbow, right between the bones. My claws crack and break as I pour all the feline magic into that one spark in one instant burst. Ugh. A strong kick pushes me away from the tiger. His claws rip through the flesh and bones on my hand before I finally land back on the floor a few feet away from him. You asshole! That spot hurts when you poke it, even without feline firethorn. But that's nothing. That technique doesn't even pierce the skin. It's just stupid, annoying, persistent magic pain. And, oh, am I good with pain? There's nothing you can do to defeat me. Once it's with the powers of felines and the ancients combined, you stand invincible. Shelter tech. bright collar. The collar lights up with magic as his broken wrist snaps back in place and heals up with no effort. He steps towards me with the destructive magic of the felines sounding across the surface of his sharp, long claws. I can almost see it. The glow is color. It's like the sun on the vast blue sky. Why does it eclipse me? Yes, you are correct. It is nothing but pain. It does not actually leave a wound. But your collar is unaware of that. Nantaka's arm twitches. He tries to move it, but he is taken aback to find that it does not act like it should. It spasms again. A lump of flesh grows under the skin of his elbow. Then another, and another. His fingers swell. Skin loosens across his forearm and fills up with more flesh. The pain and body horror only grows. That Ted does not know what a wound actually is. It fully depends on the feedback from its wearer's nervous system. The pain. The ancients were mighty, but not flawless. Neither was their technology. And this is, for instance, what happens when the collar pours all of its energy into healing a wound. That does not even exist. The tumors start spreading to his chest. He tries to reach for his neck, but the changes have already progressed so much he can't even bend his arm far enough. This shout devolves into a chain of rasp, huffing in his bloating throat as fingers fail to reach his neck. He falls to the floor, paralyzed. I stand over and observe him calmly, curiously. He stares at me with those wide open eyes of a cornered beast. Such familiar eyes. They almost feel nostalgic. I wonder what kind of death will put an end to him first. Suffocation, organ failure, or is he going to pop like an overfilled cyst from all the flesh straining against his skin? I take a deep breath, sigh, and close my eyes as I bend down to feel the color with my own fingers. I'm not that kind of dog anymore. He falls unconscious, but still alive and breathing. So you have basked in it too, Max. The radiance of his greatness. Max is here. He can speak now. What do you mean? He's always been a good leader. No, earlier before he, yeah, I guess you're right. What was I even saying? Max, there are bandits inside shelter, the eternal winter knots. Some of them are all outside, but even more are not. And they, I swear I saw cats, real cats. What should we do, Max? We always have a plan. You always have a plan. So, this is how it works, huh? Whenever a person faces away, our minds make sense of things and path of least resistance. It's like so this is how it works, huh? Whenever a person faces away, our minds make sense of things in the path of least resistance. Just like Woon mistook General Gunner for his dad. Now they see the defining concepts of alchemy. That's so messed up. Max? The winter knots are still our people. They are just hurt. Often the other guys will make them see reason. You have to go there and help them make sure none of those dogs succeed at doing anything they will later grow to regret. Don't you think you're being naive? That's not like you. Maybe that's naive, yeah. But that's in fact exactly who I am. I was hard to peek my head from behind the control desk. I barely dodged another dagger thrown at me. Darn it. We were supposed to gang up on the cats, one after another, but the damn cheetah led me away from Burry and Cooper and now keeps me separated from them. We're in the hangar of the garden statues now. There's heavy machinery lying all around me on the ground and hanging from the ceiling. The draught of air carries the smell of burnt metal. There's a lot of spots for both me and him to hide behind. The little hacker chose the best place to keep me at distance and take full advantage of the mobility of Taser Liberty. That's not good. I should be out there helping my boys, not wasting all this time on one scrawny silly twink. Come on, Moon. Is the legendary canine hero really afraid of a little kitten? I'll see him in the glass reflection of one of the panels. He sits on one of the many black circular metal plates hanging from the ceiling, too high for me to reach. I grab a heavy screw and I steal wire from the floor. And with a frustrated growl, I leap from behind the control desk to toss them both at the cheetah. My predictions of his reactions are correct, but I still can't match his reflexes and the sheer speed of his change. He avoids him with no effort and then drops at me like a hunting hawk. I grab a heavy chain off the floor and crack it at him like a whip. He instantly pulls back while throwing 3 daggers at me, which I barely deflect with a chain. My arm hurts. Everything. My mind is cloudy. My reflexes dull. But even if it wasn't for all the beating and the poison they subjected me to the past few hours, will I be able to match that relic's power at my full strength? A sudden rumbling from above snaps me back to attention. Damn it. A giant metal crate tilts over from an elevated platform and falls right at me. I let go of the chain and jump away. A piece of broken scrap cuts my ankle. We study you back as a pride. You know, we felines were taught to hate and fear you. Now look at you, nothing impressive at all, just a regular mutt. I look up and see him floating up in the air under those black plates, playing with a dagger. Damn cheating cheetah. That's pathetic. If all it takes is just one puny relic that gains strength and freedom greater than those of the revered Blue Moons, then what good are legends for? Shelter tech. I start zooming across the whole hangar at such speed at the stair that I can barely follow his movements with my tired eye. He's probably going to attack my blind side at any moment now. He'll throw a dagger or something. I have to be ready for whatever happens. I can't fall here. Not like this. Not after everything we've gone through together. I'm supposed to be self-assured and sealed. If I die now, then who is going to keep our pack from harm? Who will step up and... Wait, Max? I see. Holy fuck, I see. I saw drop my arms, letting myself relax. As I calmly reached my hand behind me towards one of the control panel desks, I let my connection with Max guide my fingers over the switches and buttons. Change of liberty. Indeed, he throws a dagger right at me, not at my blind side, but instead at my one remaining eye. He himself follows closely right behind the flying blade. With the incredible clarity granted to me through our unity with Mass, I know I would be able to catch it if I wanted. But I don't do that. Instead, I turn the final control knob and watch as the dagger changes its course and flies over my head. while the cat slows down midair. It then slams against one of the black metal plates hanging under the ceiling, and all of them now buzzing with mysterious energy that seemingly pulls anything and everything made of metal. The teacher shouts in panic and confusion glued to the buzzing plate as more and more pieces of scrap barrage his immobilized body. What? How? Where is this? That tech has changed. That tech has changed in its name for a reason, you know? Because if you have to strap metal wings all over yourself to fly, then how can you say you're truly free? No, stop. Damn, I need a drink. And a cock. Max, huh? Yeah, this is how it's to end, by your hand. I caused all this because I was stubborn, angry, jealous, but decided with the cats to hurt my fellow dogs. I'm a fucking disgrace as a canine. You know, the truth is, we were always nothing but massive failures down south, so we came here looking for a new beginning. But we failed even at that. Instead of trying to start fresh, we brought our resentment with us and aimed yet again to do what we failed at back home. It's just I don't understand. The strong should rule, the weak should submit, that's natural. But the world changes, what's weakness and what strength isn't so clear anymore. And yet, even in this kingdom of fucking schemes of politics and enemies and madness, there was always this one thing that always stayed the same in my life. My pack. Whatever I did, I thought I did it for them, even when I was cruel. No, especially when I was cruel. A pack needs a strong leader that gives them stability, that keeps them happy. That makes me happy too. Huh. What a fucking fool I was. Right now, I don't even resent you for anything, really. I hurt your pack, so I deserve to die. That is natural, too. Come on, you mute fuck. Just put me down already. There's nowhere in this world I could belong anymore. What? No, no. Alright, Matt, don't. I'm so The Black Panther enters the scrap-littered hall. A small red light blinks at the chest, part of the mist-spewing relic harness. That weapon will grant him impossible strength and makes his body so hot it burns to even approach him. My nose has been itching from the scent of my own singed fur on my cheek and hands. Those are powers challenged only by some of the stronger monsters, not an enemy for a single canine. But I can't back down, because I hear all my wounded comrades behind me. They suffer more than just some burnt fur. I take a wide battle stance and let out a loud growl, trying to intimidate the panther with my blessed steel club. Ah, puppy, you have a stick. That's cute. The panther leaps at the pile of scrap and grabs her to the base of a huge construction beam that detached and fell off the ceiling. He holds both in effort and excitement as he swings the massive chunk of steel like it's some sort of an improvised weapon, except it's 6 times as tall and 100-fold heavier than he is. The red light of his chest blinks faster, letting out a high-pitched beep at each flash. His body glows so hot that the floor at his feet starts turning red. Well, what do you think when you look at that? Mine's bigger. He rested on his shoulder. Every movement he makes shakes the clutter in the room with a loud noise. I could probably outrun him and look for reinforcements if it wasn't for my wounded comrades. As long as they are in danger, I cannot retreat. It's a dark situation. I don't have access to most of my techniques because every time we release mana from the relics, I'm too slow to absorb it before Zelda claims it. I'm not like Will Moon or Buried Tangibles. I've never even experienced a state of ablaze. I cannot wear a fair door against. I feel like wielding the treasure of the ancients. But I am still here. The helpless and the innocent rest behind my back. Count on me to protect them. I cannot waver now. I take a deep breath and raise my club in front of my chest. Bring a claw off my free hand to the base of one of its shining sides. Focusing the very essence of my spirit at the tip of my claw, I start scribbling magic runes across the surface of my weapon, chanting in the language of an incomprehensible tongue. Dedicating my very soul to Mother Earth in exchange for however much power she wishes to grant me for it. Once I finish this ritual, my life will be forfeit, but I cannot stay idle and wait for that cruel brute to reach them. I have to put my very life on the line, because that's exactly what's at stake here. I finish the chant. My holy weapon glows. My holy weapon glows with the spirit runes. However, I can't feel her. Why? Has she abandoned me? Why now? I've never strayed. I have always stayed dedicated to my role as a shepherd, just like my father. Is that? No, of course, it's Zelda. It's bugging me both from the world and by extension from Mother Earth. I have always taken the role of the leader and the protector, someone who puts the lost souls at ease and helps them find direction. But right now, when I am the one in need of guidance and most, I feel so lost myself. So alone. Alone? No, I'm not. I can feel it, a voice blessed with the touch of divine. Max. Where? Impending the panther swings his massive metal beam weapon toward behind him, blasting the scrap all across the room. My ears deafen from the cacophony of noises, but the connection from the howl still goes through. I see. I see. I hurriedly wiped the massive wounds on my weapon, cutting the sacrificial ritual sword. That was too close. How blasphemy. Instead, I put my mace down and support myself on it as if it's Sir Thistle's walking cane. I rest. Of course, there is nobody behind the panther. He huffs at me, swinging the steel beam, resting it on his shoulder once again. A cheap trick like that from a shepherd. I thought you were supposed to be honorable and shit. Come on, what are you waiting for? Come to me, or I'll come to you. You've been blasting that tech off at full power all this time. Do you think that's wise? Ha, what? Are you worried about me? No need, I've mastered it. I can wield it to its limits. You will witness firsthand as I crush you and all the other canines under its full power. Shelter tech. Amber circuit. Mastered it. No, a good master doesn't just command. He knows when to listen to. Do you ever take a moment to hear out what your tech's been trying to tell you? What are you blabbing about? It's just a weapon, it doesn't speak. Or it does, not with words, but in whatever ways it can. And now the panther's chest. That red light. It's been flashing for quite some time now. It's finally started to grow. It's finally started to grow dim. What do you think that means? Huh? The piston sound signal on the harness routes and distorts. The red light grows fainter and fainter. The metal beam starts tipping over into confused feline's shaking hands. Thank you, Max. But that's enough rest. My work isn't done yet. And neither is yours. A pack, a pride, a kingdom. The more people unite, the more they divide the world itself. Your shelter is the same. The human couldn't have been unaware of that. Yet he still thought of unifying everyone, with us as the first felines in his new order. But we aren't stupid. The moment he set his sight on a goal like that, he became a threat not just to us, but to anyone who holds this realm together, or apart, I guess. Shelter, the enemy of the world. I take my coat off and cover Luke with it. He still breathes. A pack, a pride, a kingdom, the world. Nobody really cares about any of that. None of that matters. When we were young, we knew exactly what was important. It was only as we grew up that our minds were fed with all those distractions, worries, and falsehoods. We shifted our focus from simply living to instead fighting those threats. We are not. And over time we forgot what we were protecting in the first place. And for the human it was, same as for you, being accurate. People. There's always people. Accurate, this name rings empty in a very particular way. Someone who doesn't exist anymore. And yet, even without him, the world still keeps moving on. The sun will still rise all the same, and we will keep on living until the day we ourselves cease to be. What good are people, your unity, when everyone will be forgotten in time either way, corrupts or not? Even Moon understood that when he rebelled against the Crimson Royal Grove, people were disposable. But ideas, kingdoms, they rule over all. They can be eternal. My name is Lucius, Celtic 566 of the Feline Opal Pride, first-class espionage and assassin agent and the leader of Team Onza. For the good of my kingdom, I shall erase your shelter from pages of history. My name is Maximus of Celta, deserter of the Feline Opal Pride and the enemy of the world. For the sake of everyone I hold dear, I will make you remember. He was at each other, hands against blade, canine against feline. Unlike with Delso, Burry, Wound, and Cooper, this time I don't have a quick and easy solution to fight against the sword. I can still perfectly understand the mechanisms inside it. It's a weapon that absorbs mana and coats the blade with different types of magic. But even that knowledge starts to become foggy. The wolf said that this clarity, these eyes of the observer, they will run out soon. It's like Luke's been keeping a pet connects with me to keep this power stable, but I can't depend on him much longer. But that's fine. I can do this without him. After all, I have others to depend on too. Max. Dipping into Brody's battle knowledge, I turn my feline style into an amalgamation of our two schools put together. My fist and palm strikes deflect his strikes and provide counter-offensive. Brody's analytical mindset helps me predict Lucius's movements before he can even think of himself. But he is neither a weakling nor an amateur. He adopts and learns. Soon even my makeshift fighting style becomes familiar and predictable to him too. He makes a feint with a sword followed by a roundhouse kick right at my face. Too fast for me to evade. Max. So I simply open my jaw and let him land the hit, sinking my teeth into his foot. Surprised, he wobbles on one heel, growling in pain and frustration. When I start roaring, he swings his sword at me. So I jump over the blade and do a black flip, pulling both of us off our feet. Before he can follow up with another slash, I twist us mid-air, spit his foot out, follow up with a half pirouette, and drop the back of my heel at the back of his head, slamming his snout against the cold steel floor. But he doesn't stay down. Using his feline flexibility, he rolls back and slashes the sword at me, infusing it with his mana to leave a temporary simmering edge of pure energy. He skips back, always keeping me a few steps away. Before I can catch up to him, he already stands by Luke, surrounded by his mana crystals. He's giving you power, is that it? What's to steal from us, now from the heathen? How about we play your game then, you parasite? The link stabs Luke in the thigh. The unconscious human doesn't even react. And once that's done, but I have to jump back when Lucius swings a myriad of slashes in my direction. The bloody tip of his blade paints a net of brighter, longer, and more stable ethereal slash strokes in the air, denying my approach. Then he crushes one of the crystals at his feet. And with a wide swing of his blade, completely encloses himself with Luke in a silvery barrier, not unlike the legendary glass surrounded by a mist of unstable, crackling, destructive feline magic. Impenetrable, dangerous. Max! But that doesn't matter. I have to stop him, whatever he plans to do to Luke. I gather my courage and rush headfirst at the barrier. The instability of the destructive mist cuts through my fur and skin in tiny licks, growing in strength. The closer I get to the center, I will get cut apart if I keep going like that. But Lucius is right. I still have one more power, one that I neither deserve nor needed. A power that was forced upon me. Now, for the very final time, I let it flow throughout my whole body. All of it, the entire mass of feline mana, is released from my old crystal pouring through me, dispersing the mist around me. I leap through it, and as I come face to face with the barrier, properly I concentrate every single spark of orange into my upper palm. The flames of dawn burst forth as I stab my palm against the barrier, giving the links only a moment to gasp before the surface cracks to explode at his face. I can feel my right hand and forearm sagging loosely with half of the bones broken under the skin. I can't stop, not yet. Rustling through the cloud of bright, dispersing magic, I drive my foot straight into Lucius's guts. The red sword slips over his grasp. Max! I catch the sword in my left hand and immediately resume mine. I saw drive the links away from Luke. The cat defends himself, always a hair's width away from being slashed over by the techniques brought from Wu. The gases from the barriers explodes and blind his sight, with his hot blood dripping down his forehead as he loses his footing multiple times. But I don't finish him yet. I lead him to the edge of shelter and kick his ankle, making him fall on the ground just 2 feet before the drop. I point the tip of the sword at him. We stare at each other. Do you remember when we were still pups and kittens? Do you remember the cages? It's been so long ago I wasn't even sure if it was real anymore. Right now, I remember everything clearly. Everything. I raise the sword and stare at the reflection of my face on its smooth, shining surface. But it doesn't feel like I'm looking at myself at all. Somehow it's more like I'm standing face to face with Aki again. I wonder if deep inside his heart, Lucius sometimes feels similar seeing his own reflection. Shelter tech. The sealed sword. To his sock, I toss the weapon off the cliff. It disappears into the darkness, so far below us we can't even hear it hitting the rock bottom. My connection with Luke is finally coming to a close. The final spark of clarity flickers through the usual chaos of my mind. I'm about to give up. I take that spark and place it on the tip of my finger, and Tussle links his bloody forehead with it, his pupils widen only for a single heartbeat. And then, we're both back to normal. The battle is over. I turn around and start walking back to Luke. I don't have any more strength left in me. It takes all my effort to even stay awake. Suddenly I feel claws sinking into my shoulder and torso. As I fall to the ground, sharp teeth sink into my neck. It feels wet and warm. The clawed feet keep me completely immobile as a lynx growls through blood spilling out of his mouth. He can break my neck and rip it open at any time. He growls with his fury reaching his crescendo. He sinks his trembling claws deeper. And then, once his fangs press against the artery of my neck, his snarls quiet down. What do you do to me? No. I see. I saw it just now. Not just Aqua, but everyone. Every single empty cage, and the reason why they bundle us all together. Oh no. The experiments based on Burry Tangaroot's research on the powers of connections. Of course, the reason they kept us together, Max, is because each of us used to have a twin. You were just the only one who survived. Those bastards. The things they made us believe. Everything I've done for them. To my own family. Aki. The Opal Pride, the Crimson Royal Grove. All those monsters holding the leash. They can't keep getting away with it. Someone has to make them pay for what they did to us, for what they turned me into. But I can't, Max. I can't. Am I going to forget again? My twin, his name. Please, no. I can't go back to being like that again. Please, Max. Please. I want it to end. I turn around and embrace him. It's okay, you'll be fine. You're not alone. I wake up to Luke's touch as he wipes a tear off my cheek. He smells terrible. Seems like all of his body hair got singed from whatever he did just now. Still, he's fine. He helps me come to, well, I should be the one helping him. You all good now? Yeah, sorry I only made things worse. Not at all, you helped me a bunch. I wouldn't be able to do it without you. So, is all fixed now? Seems like it. Well, that was a lot, wasn't it? All those visits and everything. I didn't even realize how much I was missing from the memories of those days. You helped me understand. You spoke to me. Yeah, sorry I wasn't clear about those things before. It's been tricky communicating with you. You were in a pretty bad state. We weren't sure if you'd make it at all. Yeah, come to think of it, I remember being sick around that time. You weren't just sick, you were completely unresponsive. Boy had to feed you with the tube and stuff. He said that according to all of his knowledge, for all intents and purposes, you were essentially kind of corrupted. Except you didn't turn. If I understand correctly, I went ablaze, but I did it in a forceful way, or something. You know that broken feline minor crystal that made my vertebrae? You kind of replace it with your own minor crystal, like perfectly. Yeah, it doesn't disintegrate, as far as I know. I think you fixed me for good. Holy crap, yeah, I don't remember any of those details at all. Rory said a feat like that shouldn't be possible, like, logistically speaking, when people go ablaze, minor crystals sprout spontaneously, not in such a controlled manner. Well, there are thousands of weapons and armor pieces infused with that power across the world. That's how magic gear is created. But never people. You basically turned me into your ablaze magic artifact, and it seemed you were well aware that would hurt you back. And you still went through with it. And you bore those consequences. Thank you. So yeah, we took care of you the best we could. We tried to get you to communicate. We talked to you every day, but it seemed like there was absolutely no life left behind your eyes. We needed you back, not just because we miss you, but also because there was no shelter without you. A lot of dogs depended on us, and we didn't even tell them what state you were in. I tried using the power of your crystal to take over shelter's maintenance, but I couldn't. I just freaked out whenever I tried. Ever since that night, I was never able to control your power again. We were helpless. So it was just a matter of time before shelter got overflowed with mana and shut down on us again. We couldn't do anything but just protect it from the monsters. It was a long night, kind of like this one now. And to make the matters worse, when at one point Boy went in to check on you, you weren't in your room. We all took your scent and was all around shelter looking for you, while at the same time keeping everyone else safe from the monsters. Then right after we got on the top deck, we saw the skies ablaze, charging and shooting into the stars. Zelda was saved, and a while later you emerged from the control tower. I remember that. I felt terrible I let that happen. Yeah, you were apologizing to us for not getting it ready in time, but we were so happy to see you awake again. You were so weak, you were unconscious for weeks prior, and then suddenly you were back with us. I'm sorry I'm getting a little emotional. I thought you wouldn't come back to us. Luke embraces me. We just stayed like that for a while, feeling each other's warmth. This is all I need to be happy. How long has it been since all this happened? Oh, must have been close to a year, I think. And even after that sudden awakening, you were completely yourself most of the time. You zoned out quite often. You didn't seem to remember a lot of small and big stuff. And when we tried to make you remember those things that seemed to be missing, you were either confused or, in some cases, you started freaking out. Bernie said that to concentrate mana into its solid, crystal form, you need strong life experiences. That's what fuels a blaze. Since you forced the crystallization to fill up with my missing vertebrae, based on what you told me in our self-visit, Bernie theorizes that you dipped straight into your core memories to achieve that feat. That's why we couldn't make you remember. Those aren't holes that can be just filled back like that. Bernie wasn't sure if it would be possible at all. But I can remember now. Yeah, somehow, I don't know. We tried a lot of things. We talked to you a lot. Tried to test how close to those subjects we could get before it became 2 months. But nothing helped. Time passed and all of our efforts seemed to only hurt you. So he just left me be, right? Kind of, yeah. We seemed to be at peace working on shelter. We thought it was for the best. We weren't aware how much you were hurting inside all this time. Our empathy. Our empathy was completely useless. Still, we were happy you were back with us again. Simply having you alive was enough. But at the same time, it broke our hearts to see you so weak, quiet, and confused. You talked to us, but there was that vague disconnection in your stare. We didn't know what to do about it. When we tried to help, we only seemed to make things worse. After all, if your initial recovery wasn't any of our doing, Barry still has no clue what made you wake up that night. And over time, you seemed to grow even quieter, more distracted. We were worried you were getting worse again. We didn't know what to do, so we just let you be. You seemed fine doing your own thing, working on shelter. Until one day, once again, you suddenly got better, perkier. You were like, hey, did you see that? And there was so much clarity in it. It's hard to describe. It's like something finally flashed inside your soul, your eyes. Can you guess what caused that? It was the day when you spotted Alan in shelter for the first time. Alan, yeah. At first we thought you were just seeing things. You were acting unusual after all. We had that chase after Alan across all the floors in shelter after he tried to steal those access cards from you. When we finally caught him, of course Burry Rune wanted him out for good. He was a wolf. Oh, how surprised we all were when you stood up for him. We hadn't heard you shout at us for months at that time already. It's like life truly returned to you in full again. Alan swore he wasn't working for the Crimson Royal Grove, so in your book he deserved a spot in shelter like everyone else, right? That's the only thing that mattered to you. Burry Rune didn't share that sentiment, but they still obeyed you. If that was something you cared about, then that was the bottom line for all of us. So, I know Alan, right? I guess I really don't know. Pretty much every single canine soldier has been trying to just set him with empathy whenever he was around at the tavern, trying to learn anything about him. But he's good, really good. Eventually, we just let him be. He was weird, but we trusted your judgment or your gut feeling, I guess. If you wanted him with us, that was a reason enough to keep him. Gosh, there's so much I want to ask. Where are the cats now? Did anyone besides Ludius survive? Did they go back to the opal part or what? And if I made those mana crystals, then where are they now? We have the vault for our more powerful relics, but I haven't seen those crystals anywhere. And this whole thing with the cables and stuff, if Alan was involved in it somehow, but he didn't actually do it, then what the heck does that mean? And the Colossus of Mosberg was out there in the mountains, but then turned into ass. What was that all about? I sat down by his side and put my head on his shoulder. It's okay, relax. We averted another crisis. We have all the time to figure out. It seems like there's a bunch of thoughts bothering him, but in the end, he stays quiet and just smiles at me. Yeah, you're right. One thing at a time. Exactly. I put my arm around his waist to caress his side. The feeling of his smooth skin under my finger pads always calms me down. I wonder if he feels the same when he pets his dogs. We just sit like that for a while, relax and catch our breaths. After all the tension of this night's events, there's still a lot to be done. We should go out and make sure that everyone is safe. But then again, if there's something I learned through the past year and a half, is that I can count on my pack mates to take care of each other. Luke fixed shelter. That was his role. I won't do anyone much good by forcing him to walk around like a lunatic until he collapses from exhaustion. I warm my cheek against his face. He smells so strongly of burnt hair. He chuckles as I tickle his skin with my whiskers. Then we kind of just come face to snout and start caressing each other's lips under the bell of my cap. At first gently, we carefully explore each other. My black lips slowly nibble over his eliciting small sounds and reactions out of him. Then we start to silently peek our tongues out, progressively dropping our restraints. His hand moves up to the back of my head while I trace my claws over his belly. We lean against the cold wall, getting lost in this intimacy and closeness. The worries of the night leave us as we instead focus on what's closer, simpler, and more important. I unbutton his coat, making it hang loosely over his shoulder. He in turn unbuckles my armor pieces, letting them drop on the floor with a dull clank. The clutter around us only gets messier as one piece after another are closed adorned of various cable bundles, pipes, and control panels. I pull his underwear off, revealing the already hard and eager human self. He drops and kicks my pants away too, making my red lipstick drip and drop of pretty over my knee. I gasp in a lustful haze, kneeling bare naked by his side. We're both fully exposed, save for the red cap still left on my head. It really suits you. I smile and nod, caressing it with fondness as he reaches out to grab it. Then, as his fingers get a hold of it, "Hey, you alive in there?" I know, right? It smells like a bloody roast. Dog damn it, not now. It's okay, I got it. Luke lets go of my cap as I stand up and hurry up towards the control room gate panel. If they had the means to reopen and enter the tower, I have to lock the door in a way that prevents any entry. I saw Luke do that before, and I think I remember the combination. You need help? Don't worry, I got it. I press a sequence of buttons, navigating a menu I can't see. I think I'm getting there. But then, at the final step, I will hesitate. I remember that either pressing 1 or 2 will lock the door. Which one was it again? What do you mean, 6? Nobody could be doing that right now. Max, you there? Crap, I have to press something now. We're coming in. Human, Max. What the fuck? In a panic, I started mashing the button number 1, but the door stayed open, and I'm being shoved aside by the giant boar mass of his pack mates as they was into the control room. They stand between Luke and I, puzzled by our nakedness. It's not what it looks like. Yeah, the room got all hot from all the built-up energy while we were fixing the turret in. It doesn't feel hot at all. Kinda chilly to be quite frank with you. Well, it kinda is, but... Sadbar drops his hand on my shoulder and gives me a nasty grin, circling his thumb at my collarbone. It's fine, Max. I understand. We do that too. Celebratory orgies and all that. It feels good after all the adrenaline rush, doesn't it? Mind if me and the boys join? Yes, we do mind. You should be outside, helping others. Not much more left to do out there, at least not for muscles to hire like us. The monsters are always pissed off. We're about to do the same, but there's still the very minor matter of our commission hanging. We're commission, we didn't agree on anything, and yet we heed your call of us here to help out. All the bloody kindness in our hearts. But that was kind of you. Yeah, thanks, man. my bloody pleasure. But still, don't you think you owe us? I look around the crowd. The dogs pant and look between me and Luke, visibly excited. Some of them rub their quads as they sniff and caress each other, already too eager to control themselves. There are a band of bruisers, bandits unable to restrain their own instincts, whether it is in violence or their desires. On one hand, it's preposterous of them to expect something like that out of the blue as nothing more than a payment for their service. But on the other hand, I struggle to come up with a proper response, taken aback with excitement while Sagbart continues rubbing my shoulder. I look at Luke, and his penis definitely didn't get any softer. I glance between both of them at Luke's hot, athletic body, and down at Sagbart's big red tent in his pants. Oh boy. I clear my throat in. What is it, Alfie? You think we should show them what they would be missing out on? Alfie shakes his head as Sagbart and all the other dogs already put their pants down to the floor, letting their penises bounce up and open. So many dog dongs of different shapes and shades of red, most of them still have their knots trapped in their seats. I'm sure Luke has never seen so many at the same time. Alfie lets out an exasperated sigh, shaking his head and reaching to the inner pocket in his jacket to take out something. I know. He shows it to us, and we all stare back at him, all of us at different levels of nakedness and hardness. Oh hey, I've seen this one before. It's our roommates. Thank you for playing this update. I hope you liked it. It had quite a lot of time and work put into it, but I think it was worth it. Climax to the route is something special and in my opinion deserves extra attention. We did it, yay, yippee. Okay, I'm trying to act casual here, but holy crap, that was a lot of freaking work. I'm dead. That was the biggest update yet, workload wise. But I genuinely don't regret it. I set it up a lot of cool stuff across the courses of this route, and I simply had to execute it. I'm happy. The theme of this route was family, so I thought that I needed to give spotlight to multiple characters. Max had to compromise a lot of his screen time in his own route for the sake of this theme, but I hope all that time served to make his moments of story that much more satisfying. I'm pretty proud of those stylized action moments in this update with those many animations and light effects. I love experimenting with multimedia, and I kinda learn on the go. Some of my initial story plans were modified in execution for better flow, but the overall timing with the relics and the sword duels was planned pretty much from the start. I had a bunch of notes on those. Even the cats were named after their methods of defeat, kinda on the nose, but I love stuff like that. And talking about names, fun fact, I don't know if I ever mentioned, when I was younger, my family used to have a dinosaur named Max. That's literally why our Max exists. He didn't have a personality like that though. It was so long ago I already forgot what kind of dog he was. I only remember my whole family loved him a lot, and we all mourned when he left us. It's sad when you forget important stuff like that. Just like Lucia said, things and people and pets get lost and forgotten over time. You don't need any magical fancy corruption for that. But even though we forget things, we still carry their impact. We are shaped by them. I guess in part Matt's a character, as character embodies his respect for forgotten things to me. We had a Saint Bernard and Husky as well. I grew up on farms, so we always had a bunch of sorts. We always had a a bunch of all sorts of animals. One day I'd love to get myself a house somewhere deep in nature with clear air and a lot of space to let my future pets run freely, like they should. Special thanks to my incredible supporters on patreon.com/Smiles and my deepest apologies for taking so long. Thank you for letting me continue my work on this project. Above average, special thanks to my goodest friend Seth for the unyielding moral support and keeping my motivation high. I can't wait to discuss the details of the upcoming parts with you. So enormous special thanks to Hugh for composing the absolutely mind-blowing battle theme for this update. It's fucking perfect. My favorite thing about this update, I hope we'll get to work on more music for several projects. Hugh's and most sincere thanks go to the handsomest artists who shared the beautiful fan arts you can see above. You're amazing, every single one of you. If anyone feels like adding a new one to be displayed in the next update, please post them on Twitter with @SelterVN or with a hashtag SelterVN. I check that account a dozen times every day and retweet and comment on every picture. Lastly, the biggest special thanks to Sang C for being a fantastic pastor guy and a great friend. Thank you for all your work, sharing shelter with the people of China. I'll be texting you spoilers and story bits from Shelter so you don't miss out on anything. You are a good boy. Well then, let's wrap this rule up with an optional celebratory porn scene and the epilogue credits roll. I wonder what Alan will have to say to you. Next time on Shelter, second bareback with a sad bark. This one won't take 3 months, I promise. Ooh. Oh, so it's no wonder he took 3 months to get this update ready, because all the battle scenes and the light, the flashing lights and the effects and the animation, all that takes time. So that was high quality stuff there. I think this VN here, in my opinion, has the highest quality, all the highest effects. It's different, way more high quality than really every other VN I've seen before, in my opinion at least. So I enjoyed this update. All the characters battling the felines of the Opal Pride. And we finally got to see Max fight as well, because we always seen Burry and Rune in their battles, and Cooper as well, and what's that elderly doll's name? I forgot his name, but got to see him fight too. I mean, he's elderly, he's not in the best condition no more, but he's still able to fight. So that was kind of like a little history of Shelter, and I think that these events happened a year ago. So we got to see some history there, and with Max and him being able to speak. Okay, so like the other two routes, there's going to be a sex scene next time. I won't play it. I mean, I can download the game and see it for yourself, but I won't be playing it. So later this year, when this route ends, what's gonna happen? I guess there's gonna be like a true route. I guess I have no idea, but that's what I'm guessing. It's gonna be like a route where if all three characters work together, because we had three routes where we focus on one character saving people, and so I guess if there is a route, like a poly route, I guess, where all three of them work together, I guess that's what's coming up. I'm not sure, but anyway. So that's all I have to say for now. Hope you all like the new Celta update. Thank you all very much for watching. Bye.